Yes, that is a genuine smile on my face. Don't question it. Just embrace it. 5:05 on the clock right now. It's been one hell of a... I just got done settling from like the... You know how like, you know the clip from Finding Nemo where it's the girl and she has like the bag and she's like, fishy! That's literally what I felt like life was just I was the fish. And life was just like shaking that bag. So like, but man, am I glad to be back. Which is cool to say, like, I'm glad to be back. There's a lot of things that I had learned about myself. Well, one, I finally moved. Everything's finally settled. You know, like I said, I got the car. Shit. I had just started my new job too. So I just, you know, upgraded as a chef. Your boy's moving up and different things, which is so cool because like I'm getting deeper into my spirituality and tapping more into that bag, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning so much more, and breaking more and more of like, you know, like, or just more so just understanding more and more about myself, low-key. And and understanding more about love, understanding more about commitment, understanding more about that the trials and tribulations of lust and or just more so commitment and love isn't just on like a physical like body thing. It's more of like a it can even stem down to emotional, you know what I mean? So like I've been obviously understanding more and more, just more my shadow, I guess, more say. I've just been like kind of having more and more conversations with her in this kind of context, and like just really getting to know that side, and just realizing that the reason why I hold on to commitment is not out of fear. It's just simply because of how much I value it, and I'm understanding that I value commitment. Wow, it's so strange because like I value commitment, I value loyalty, and I value respect, and like, so therefore I need to give that same type of energy to the person that I'm with, you know what I mean? So like the more and more that I'm like realizing that's what I want, like that's what I want from others, therefore I need to give, and therefore I will receive, and therefore, like, you know what I mean, it'll come out. So if I start like building this new perception within my own self, of how I view what does, because I'm starting to understand that love isn't necessarily like this whole like lovey-dovey type of Valentine's Day shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. And or at least my concept of love, my concept of love, at least so far, because I am just 22 and I could completely like change my entire philosophy on love in 10 years. Shit, fuck, even 5 years, right? So, but so far, I'm gonna go ahead and put my phone on the charger just in case it dies. Never mind, my charger has been stolen. That's what happens when you share a car with your wife. Yeah, it's probably in the apartment. We'll be okay. So, but pretty much, what was I speaking about? Oh yeah, I'm noticing that those certain like pillars build up the 7 pillars, right? Because in my head, right, this is what I'm kind of like building up to. There's like, and this is probably what I would have to journal about to figure out, and maybe this could be like a new way of like looking at certain things, because like when you think of a complete life, you have to understand that even pain has to be part of it, therefore it would be complete. If pain wasn't part of it, therefore you wouldn't have a complete blissful life. So if pain is part of the process, and that's one of the pillars of life, then therefore, there's gonna love the sorry, I'm tripping. The same question, right, of what is the meaning of life, holds the and what is love, right? What is the meaning of life and what is love hold the same essence, as in the same type of category of it's completely and really subjective, and it's honestly the only way to find answers to that is experiencing it. And it's nothing that one can just sit here and meditate on and conjure up and contemplate on. It's something that you have to go out to in life. It's something that you have to throw yourself into the rains of the oceans and drown in, and gasp up for air and realize, how much you value air. And or whenever the sun basks you alive because you're floating, then you start to realize how much you appreciate the coolness of the water, even though it, the depths of it as well. So I have to figure out, I know for a fact that part of my idea and my philosophy on love is the 7 pillars, and or at least that's where my mind and myself is going to, because I think the idea of love, right, especially in the context of what is it, right, I don't think it could be just limited to one thing. That's why I was saying it holds the same essence to what is life, what is the meaning of life. It can't be limited to one thing. It's limitless. The question, it brings so much limitless ideas that if anything, that question is just like a cornerstone, right, like a foundation of finding oneself, right? And same thing for love. It's just the beginning to something miraculous, which is a journey of finding oneself. And and so for me, I'm understanding you know what I mean, how that's coming out to be. And I feel like how I said at the beginning of the video, respect, loyalty, and commitment, right? I'm starting to understand how much I value those, and how much it plays, how scary important it is for us to let go of the idea, especially as men, that we can't honestly do this shit on our own. And we have to accept help. Part of being a man, especially what I'm growing up to be and starting to understand, especially being a family man, is being able to acknowledge strengths and weaknesses, and learning how to lean on and trust each other, and trust and build literally take the time, the patience, the time, right, the grittiness of building a strong foundation with one another, to where it creates this type of empire in here, right? It creates this type of empire inside, in the mind, internally, right? And therefore it translates out into your world, into the life that you live. And you start to realize a lot of the shit that I have and own and was able to accomplish wasn't because I did it by myself. It were moments that I had to succumb to weaknesses, to limitations, to asking for help, for guidance, to catapult me into a better future, into a better position, and into a wiser state of being, and to simply understand and be whoa, okay, shit, I'm just an ant. And an ant simply understands that it has to work as one. They have to work as one, and to be able to get everything done. You know what I mean? Like to succeed, right? For the queen, for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? And like, and I feel like that is the core strength value of a man, is not to build one character to gain attraction or to gain morality, to gain respect, to do all that. Because yes, that's lovely, right? That's all part of what you can receive in this life. But I feel deeply into my core that I'm here to experience what it means and how it is to build truly an empire within the mind and in life, of based off of core values of dismantling and breaking norms of oneself, and generational curses and generational, like, faulties, to be able to look at your parents, and look at their parents, and to look at you first, and then look at your parents, and then look at their parents, and then see, like, okay, what are the core strengths that they were able to bless me with, and what are the core things that I want to work on to help bless my future descendants, and also to give my ancestors grace, to give yourself grace. And it's a beautiful journey, because like you start to realize that, like, how, yes, like, you're so small and, like, in the thick of it, like, so in like insignificant, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you are so beautiful, and so, and like every little thought matters. Whoa, isn't that kind of crazy? Like, you're so small, right? Even like, but yeah, you're so small that things are even smaller than you, but yet a single thought matters so significantly into this day and age of life, that you're a walking paradox. Like, your existence in itself is a big fat question mark, and yet we thrive in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that the only way that, and it's really cool, because like, I think it would be boring if we could just sit in meditation and figure out the answers, honestly, as much as I like to meditate or whatever. But I see meditation, before I get off track, I think it's important that we just have to experience it, literally. Like, it's funny how video games literally translate that, and we just don't, like, and it's just like overcoded, right? But that the experience, how it is in video games, is exactly how it is in life. It's something that you have to go out and gain, and like, and therefore you will level up from it. You level up from experience. And like, that's why I'm so grateful that I have the character to, like, even though that, like, there's certain things that, like, I have fears on, and like I still work through, because I'm still human, I'm still a man, I'm still working on myself, I'm still diligently sculpturing myself. The man that I see every single day, I don't know. Sorry, I have no idea where I was going with that. I guess what I was saying is like, I'm so giving myself the grace that, like, to understand that, what I'm doing is for a greater purpose, with beyond myself. So I gotta answer this call, but I see you.